Hi, and welcome back to Bible 365 with Kathy Carter. And I'm Kathy Carter. I'm excited. I hope you guys saw my last video, and I'm excited that you guys are back with me. Today, we are going to talk about why we want to read our Bible. So, the whole purpose of what we're doing is we're going to be planning on reading a Bible from start to finish for 365 days, every single day, about 4 chapters, 20 minutes to an hour. This is what we're looking at about time wise. So, we're wondering, or if you're interested, you're wondering, why would I bother? Why would I read my Bible? Um, and there could be a lot of reasons why you would wonder this. It could feel like it's a burden. It could feel like, well, I show up on Sunday, and so why would I need to read my Bible on my own? It could feel like you don't even know where to start, or it could feel like you won't understand it. And so I just want to answer just a really basic understanding of why you would even bother to read your Bible. I feel like there's some obvious reasons, and I do want to definitely go into that. I think why you would read your Bible is because you love Jesus. And this is a book about Jesus, and this is a book to help you get closer to Jesus. One of these things that we use as believers or followers of the way is we say it's not about the law or about doing things, but it's about a relationship. And I feel like this is an expression that we have, I want to say we've somewhat abused, because it no longer has meaning. I know C.S. Lewis really uses the importance of English language, and how after you use words for so many times, we no longer are talking about the original definition of what that word means. And so a word like gentleman, where it used to mean a owner now just kind of means somebody of the male persuasion. And so we no longer have a genuine definition of what that word is. And I think this expression is much the same. It's about a relationship, is sort of just this random thing that Christians say when we believe that somebody else is doing things for rules and we are not doing it for that way. So I just kind of want to explain what that means, which in some ways seems very simplistic. We all have relationships with people, but this is different because Jesus isn't somebody that's in front of you. He's not someone that is tangible, someone that you can touch, that you can speak to, that you can hear speak to you. And yet he is very, very real for those of us who follow him. So how can we possibly have a relationship with him? Or what does that look like? And I want to draw a picture for you, or have you feel a picture, whatever that might be, of the Newlywed Game, which I'm totally dating myself. The Newlywed Game is a game that was played, probably the latest version of it was maybe in the mid 80s, early 90s. And it's obviously for newlyweds. It's where a newlywed couple would come on a TV show. It was a game show, and the host would ask questions of the one partner, and the other partner would have secretly written down the answer. And if their answers matched, then they would get a point. And of course, whoever won at the end won the prize. But the only way to know that answer of your partner is to know your partner. The only way to know your partner is to love them and spend time with them, right? So when you're in a relationship with someone, it's funny, you would hear all the fights and everybody yelling at each other because they didn't know the answer, and they would say how, they had been there when that happened or whatever it was. And this is sort of the same exact thing that we have with Jesus. We are in a relationship with him, which means we will be spending time with him. That is the only way we can really develop a relationship with him. You would never say you have a relationship with your parent if you didn't spend any time with them. You would never claim that you had a relationship with a spouse or a significant other if you didn't spend any time with them. And when you spend time with them, you will get to know them. And once you know them, you will know their likes and their dislikes. You will know what is okay and what is not okay. You will know things that are acceptable and not acceptable in the partnership and the relationship. And you will know too, they will know that about you, and they will get to know you more and understand more about you. And this is what we mean by being in a relationship with Jesus. We know who he is. We know personal things about him. The only way we can know that is by reading the word that God gave us in order to understand him. God wrote down God had through people, of course. He wrote this huge book for us to understand all the depths of who he is, to understand exactly what his plan was from start to finish, and to know how we fit into that plan. And so this is why we read our Bible. This is it. This is the main reason. It is not about being smarter. It is, I never want you to walk away and feel like you've gotten this little tidbit of information that you can go fight with somebody about. I never want that to be part of your repertoire. I want it to be, this reading should be all about love. It should be loving the God who created you. It should be about loving other people, right? Because this is something where you can share with other people in a loving way, and they can work, can do this with you, so you guys can all read this together. So this is why you read your Bible. And I like to, what we're going to be doing is reading it in very large chunks. We are not going to be sitting down and doing a word for word. We're not tearing that apart. We're not doing that kind of exegesis. We're doing big chunks so you can see a very big picture in a very short period of time. Why you study your Bible actually will look a little bit different. You read it in order to build a relationship and get to know Jesus, but you would study your Bible to understand how to function in this world, to understand the ins and outs and the depths of this world, how this world functions, how this world was created, and then how it broke, and then what it looks like now. And so that's really where we get to the deep roots of, how do I live my life in a world that is broken, that has been created by God, and that is broken, and then that God sent his son to recreate, essentially, and to be a part of that. So there are two different reasons to do this study. You can take as long as you need to. So if you feel like you need to dissect it in smaller pieces because the big pieces really aren't working for you, you can obviously slow down all of these videos and take it slower, chunk by chunk or chapter by chapter. But for me, I really desire for everyone to have this overwhelming big picture and to try and read through it and not pick apart each word, because I want to see the forest and not necessarily the bark of each tree. I want to be able to see this immense picture and this beautiful woods and all the green trees that are inside it, and not necessarily dig in and see all the insects and things that are at the bottom. And so I want you to share along in that with me. If you found this video a blessing, if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to like it, to share it, to subscribe to it. I want this to be a blessing to so many people that we can all share in the Bible together. And look for another video coming up in some of the ways in how we can study our Bible and how we can read our Bible most effectively. Look for those coming in the next couple of days. Thanks.